First of all, let me both thank and congratulate the Eastern Caribbean Telecommunications Authority for its professionalism and competence as the regulatory body governing the telecommunications sectors of Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and of course, St. Kitts and Nevis over the past 10 years. It seems just like yesterday that the Ectel Treaty was being signed in our sister island of Grenada. But yet our calendars and the telecommunications strides that our respective nations have made since then make it clear that a decade has, and in fact, has already sped by. I want to commend you also for the program of activities that you so insightfully put together to mark the anniversary. I am particularly heartened by the emphasis that you have placed on the youth of St. Kitts and Nevis during your own program of activities on the local level. Your special efforts to include and involve young people, it bears testimony to your own appreciation of the fact that as St. Kitts and Nevis, and indeed the OECS, continues to strengthen its capabilities to function in a technologically advanced and highly competitive globalized world, it will be essential that the next generation of our people understands, is involved in, and is positioned to master the challenges and complexities of a rapidly changing telecommunications landscape. And so I must also make a special point of stressing how very important it was that one of your fora focused not merely on the technological or technical aspects of the telecommunications industry, but also on the nation's young people making positive use of ICT for personal development. And so I stress making positive use of ICT for personal development. I want to stress this point because technological advances throughout the history of mankind have made many great things possible. And so permit me for a moment to take you back into history as to how such technological advancement has really challenged mankind in the past and in the present. They have facilitated more efficient models of travel, for example. They have issued in more reliable forms of communication. And they have empowered us to do more with less and much more quickly to do so. Indeed, they have often created within mankind a sense that we really just might be creeping ever closer to truly being masters of our own destiny. However, each and every technological advance, with all their advantages, have also caused thoughtful, visionary, and responsible members of society all over the world to be forever mindful of the fact that every benefit, it has a cost. And so it is always in the best interest of all societies, not just St. Kitts and Nevis, one, to be keenly aware of the possible social and other costs associated with all technological advances, and two, to wisely and also to boldly put measures in place to mitigate the impact of these costs on our society. Again, let me hasten to stress that this cost or benefit duality is in no way unique to the telecommunications industry. And our own acknowledging of this duality in no way equates to our being negative at all. On the contrary, it underscores the fact that we as a thinking people are keenly aware of the impact of technological advances on societies throughout history, for better and for worse. It is evidence of our confidence in ourselves as a people as well. It is evidence of our own determination to remain sensitive to possible cost in advance and preempt them. And most importantly, it is an affirmation of our own awareness, our awareness that we must be protectors of our social space, our economic prospects, and be protectors of our region's future. The telecommunications sector in St. Kitts and Nevis and throughout the Caribbean, and indeed throughout the world, has revolutionized who can study where and who can study what. It has forever changed who can enter into any particular line of business and exactly who their potential market will be. Thanks to the marvels of telecommunications, there are now heretofore unheard of opportunities of trans-border cooperation and collaboration in the area of healthcare, especially in real time. It has dramatically enhanced civil aviation, maritime operations, and so forth and so on. It has dramatically reduced and has sometimes even eliminated the disadvantages that have long been associated with smallness of size. For example, countries like ours, and of course, the challenge of distance. It is not an exaggeration any longer to say that the changes in telecommunications have forever changed the world. As we look at the impact of technological advances on mankind throughout the ages and our responsibilities in the face of rapid technological change, let us consider, for example, the impact of Henry Ford's bringing to the mass market for the first time his now famous or infamous Model T back in 1908. That was, without any question, a technological and manufacturing breakthrough that forever changed the face of America and forever, in fact, changed the face of the world. For the first time in human history, ordinary men and women, previously dependent upon a horse, a donkey, a mule, or a camel, could own this new and dramatic mode of transportation called an automobile. It changed where people lived, and in fact, how people lived. It also changed where they went, and in fact, when they went there. It changed so very much about life as it existed until then, and it all seemed to change almost overnight as well. Not unlike the dramatic changes that modern telecommunications has brought into our lives in the 21st century. But I want to emphasize that as magnificent as the automobile was, and it was definitely so, the wise and the visionary recognized the need for certain safeguards in the public interest, as the possible cost associated with this technological marvel became better understood. And so, years after people had been buying cars by the thousands, those who were concerned about the public good and public safety made the case, for example, for rear-view mirrors, because they realized that drivers focusing on only what was ahead of them and only where they wanted to go was not really in the public interest. Drivers, the thinkers of the day argued, should also know what was coming behind them. And so we got our rear-view mirrors on our automobiles.